driving back. It's raining. We're very tired. The regional event was kind of long for us. But there's a reason as to why it was very long.
I got my national invitation there as well.
He got his nationals invite. Top 32, Jonathan.
Yes, I get to compete with the best of the best of the best.
In nationals, which is
In
awesome.
nationals, yes.
You know, we don't know quite yet if we'll be able to make the trip to nationals, but as long as he got his invitation, that's what made it all worth it.
I get my bragging rights. I get to be like, take this. You see this? 10 years, I accomplished something.
You know, I'm so happy for him. He was running windups. Back to me. Ooh. I was running in sectors, and I didn't do as well as I wanted to.
I don't get a woo. Come on, give me a woo.
Woo! My booby did it! Yay! Like I said, I mean, I started off really strong. I played against heroes. I 2-0'd the heroes. I lost to Dark World in game 3. He opened up games 1 and 3. He opened up 2 drag downs and a card destruction. So there goes my entire hand. And you know, he got it. He was a really cool guy. He was actually undefeated throughout the tournament. I don't know if he finally topped or not. But he kept coming as he saw me and telling me how he was doing. Game 3, I played Lightsworn. And I don't want to discredit the guy. I mean, he tried his best, but he ran a lot of traps in his Lightsworn, which made no utter sense to me. He ran a 50 card deck.
What?
Yeah, 50 card deck.
You're kidding me.
I'm not. I'm really not.
Ugh.
He whipped out an iPad. It was funny because I get to the table, I put my mat down. All of a sudden, an iPad comes out, and he goes, "This is how we're gonna keep score." I'm like, yeah, dude, sure. I just used my trusty calculator and a piece of paper because that's how I was keeping track. I never used the iPad. But you know,
Paper is definitely the best way to go. Go a little bit to your right. You kind of like have to face there. It's always best to use paper because like it's easier to like look back on the life point score. Be like, this is the damage that's done. Because calculators, people tend to like lose track and be like, hey, why is yours not matching mine? You know, so paper is solid.
Also, I also kept track of my matches. I would put round 1 if I won or lost, and then who I was playing, what deck I was playing, so I could keep mental record of what I need to be deciding for better and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I went to game 3 with the Lightsworn guy. I just opened up crazy games 1 and 3. He won game 2 because he got a lucky mill off of Lumina, and he managed to get a wolf out, and it was just I couldn't do anything. But game 4, round 4, I played another hero deck. And this guy was just, he pissed me off, boo.
Did he really?
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about it.
He set a monster and set 5 back row and told me to go game 1. And I'm like, what the hell? I tried to do something, I couldn't do it. I summoned, I got my Hornet in the graveyard. I summoned, Centipede, Skill Drain comes. I'm like, okay, now you have 4 back row. I wonder what the rest is. Then all of a sudden, the Phoenix Chains come, Compulses come. I'm like, fuck, this guy just was too prepared. Couldn't do anything. Game 2, he 2-0'd me. Because that's how bad his deck was. Bad doesn't mean, like, setting back row and telling me to go.
Wow.
Game 2, I cited the Royal Decrees, I cited everything. And he opened up. I didn't draw Royal Decree first turn, which was bad, number 1. Number 2, he starts off his play again with a Stratos, set 5 back row and tell me to go. But now this time he has Shadow Imprisoning, he has Skill Trade. I was just like, you know what, forget it, dude, you got it. I couldn't do anything. And I told myself if I lost the next round, I was going to drop. I ended up having to play the mirror match with this girl. She was running the Hopper build, and we went into game 3. It was actually
have a YouTube team too.
Team Aviator.
Team
I'll put
Aviation,
their link. It's Team Aviator.
Yeah.
I'll put it down in the link down below. They're actually a couple like us, which is really cool. They're engaged too, and it was just really fun playing her. It went to game 3, and we were just like draw, pass, draw, pass, draw, pass. It was just like that close. My life points and her life points were really close too. I had her down to 2,800, and I was at 40 something. I remember I was up like by 2,000 life points or so. And all of a sudden, the one thing that I told you this deck has problems with is it lost steam late game. I didn't draw when I needed to, and then she started drawing all her combos, and I couldn't stop her. I mean, I tried with the Phoenix chains that I had set, with the compulses. I tried as much, and I was able to stall as much as I could. But, you know, my resources can only go so far, and she got the best of me, so... You know, that it is what it is, guys. The deck needs a lot of work. I realize that my deck is very, it's iffy on its draws right now, which all it needs is some tweaking to make it better. You know, it needs some tweaking to make it better. I now realize how to play heroes better. I learned a lot, guys. I mean, after I dropped, I was talking to a lot of players, and we were talking about strategies and side decks, and I mean, honestly, I came out with so much knowledge that it's unbelievable. I mean, it was such a great experience. I learned a lot from the players that I played.
I learned how to dominate over 300 people. Yeah.
What did you learn this regional?
Oh man, a bunch of junk. Man. Every time I go to a major event, I feel like my mind just opens up to a whole other world of things. Well, let me talk about my matchups before I go. I don't remember the order of all these things because like all of it just kind of like I'm just blindsided right now, but that I actually got an invite. What did I do? I dueled against some heroes. Heroes, man, they're just so. Their versatility is amazing with their quick plays.
Yeah, man, that's what got me.
The fact that they get to like bring out like,
Super Poly was stupid.
Yeah, quick plays, and the fact that they use my guys for their fusions, that hurts. You know, my water guys, it's just like bam, quick play, shit.
There we go. Green light.
And green light. But yeah, heroes are really versatile, very aggressive. They search themselves out, man. It's really good. What else did I play? I played Chaos Dragons. I was actually doing really good, but I made a really bad mistake with Acid Golem. I actually burned myself down to 0 with Acid Golem. You see, usually I'm not afraid to play Acid Golem because I have quite a number of outs. Whether it's a Phoenix Chain, Compulse, something. I have something.
Yeah, I Phoenix chained a lot my own Acid Golem, and it was awesome.
I have a lot of ways out of it.
Well, not really.
I usually just torrential the whole field. I always have outs for it. But I mean, we're talking halfway into the deck. Statistically, I have like 8 outs. I counted a total of 8 outs. And statistically, with the remainder of the deck, there's a very high probability that I should be able to draw an out. So 3 turns later, I'm like 2,000. Next turn, 2,000. I was just like, oh man. I burned myself out. So Chaos Dragons, yeah, that was fun.
That was your first loss?
That was my first loss.
Round 2?
My second loss was against another hero deck. His was a lot faster. A lot faster. The last guy was pretty controlling.
Exactly. The last guy controlled, but that's why I was able to beat him because I could pop his field, but this guy was too fast. The second guy here I played.
His sighting was brilliant. I swear, I swear like half of his side deck was just designated for windups, and I was just like, wow, I had nothing. I had a lot of plays. I would always, and then he just stopped, and I'm like, oh, pass. So he got me there. So it was, after the 2 losses though, I was like, oh man, I go there to have fun, right? Next thing I know, I'm winning match after match after match. In all these games, I never 2-0'd anybody. On average, I always lost the first round and then won the other 2, right? I don't know why. Maybe I just I intentionally lose to get their playstyle. I don't know. But I do accommodate nicely. What else did I play? I played Black Wings.
How was that?
That was fun too. That was a lot of fun. It was troublesome because there's a couple variants of Black Wings, and the fact that they're so slow now, And I don't know why, but I had completely overlooked Clue. Because,
Oh,
it's knocked
yeah.
down to 1. It's knocked down to 1. It's not even a thought. It's like I tend to forget Honest because it's down to 1, you know? And I completely overlooked it. I was
I
like,
completely forgot about Honest and My Lightsworn matchup.
you attack and it's just like, I mean, Blackwings have been hit so hard with Vayu, with Gale, Clue, Black Whirlwind. It's like, you're playing Blackwings? I was like, I want to see what variant he played. That was a lot of fun though. I ran a lot of dark decks. I mean, I dueled against a lot of dark decks. Surprisingly, I didn't duel against any Dark Worlds or Dino Rabbits.
I did, unfortunately.
Which I'm surprised.
I didn't play
was
Dino
totally
Rabbit,
prepared for them. But I didn't duel either one.
You had a mirror match too.
I had a mirror match.
But he was playing a turbo version.
Yeah, his was really cool. His ran like Gillosauruses, which their normal summons can count as a special summon, which allows him to go into Zen Mighty a lot faster and pull the Wind-Up Hunter loop instantly.
It was turbo, complete turbo.
It was, yeah, but it was the downside to his deck is that it would leave him empty-handed.
Yeah.
Right? But, it depends how you look at it. If you go overly aggressive, you can end the game, definitely go for it, right? But, lucky for me, I actually drew double Maxi, right? So he opens, and I Maxi, he's like, damn, right? So I stop him, right? But, he couldn't stop because he had just 2 weak guys on the field. He also ran Marauding Captain as well. It's the spamming of level 3s, his entire deck. But yeah, I Maxi, I plussed like 2 before he decided to stop. And then next turn, he's like, I got it this time, right? He didn't realize I drew into another Maxi, so I drop it again. He's like, oh! And you have 2 weak guys at that point. You can't just stop. You'd be leaving yourself really vulnerable, right? So you have to continue, right? And there's a huge list of wind-up weaknesses. Denise has been doing a lot of, what's good, like deck analysis with, analysis is, with her sectors, and I'm going to be doing one on windups shortly about their weaknesses, their strength. Windups have a lot of weaknesses. People are tending to find there's a lot of cards you can side against windups, no matter what type of deck you have, outside of Rivalry, Rivalry of the Warlords, Gozen Match. You're looking at Kaiser Coliseum, you're looking at, what is that, Woolord, he looks like a tiger or something. There's a lot of things you could side. Or you just gotta know their playstyle. Even the simple Veiler and Maxi work. But, as a wind-up duelist myself, you gotta learn how to play around it. And, there's a lot of weaknesses. Don't psych yourself out. Wind-ups can be beat. But, at that point, I just personally believe it's players' experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wind-ups have a lot of weaknesses. I'll fill you guys in on that later.
You also played zombies.
I played zombies too. That was a lot of fun. I have to say, I sided 3 Shadow Imprisoning Mirrors, and like I said, majority of the decks I've been dueling was dark. So the lifespan of Shadow Imprisoning isn't very long, right? With triple MST and a heavy storm in this format, it's not very long. Tendency though is that by the time people do see Shadow Imprisoning, they already had used up 1 or 2 MSTs. So, they were really dependent on 1, and I still had 2 others in deck. And I just needed it. Shadow Imprisoning just buys me time, I don't expect it to just, stay there the whole game and just, own the game for me. Because, everybody has outs, right? But I just needed to buy me some time, It was like, hey, I could just replenish my hand. If he comes back somehow, I could just recontrol it. So, that's why, a lot of dark decks are really popular right now, and I just felt siding 3 would be the best choice, and I was right. So that was a huge contribution to my wins. But zombies was a lot of fun. Actually, I think I misplayed once there. I only did 1 misplay throughout the entire tournament. 1 misplay. And it was forgetting to banish a rabbit with a Wind-Up Factory on the field on my opponent's end phase. I just could have plussed 1. I still won the match, but I was like, man, that could have just gave me the edge. I would have hated myself if I had lost that.
Yeah, because you forgot to banish. And what was the one match before you actually went the one that got you into top 32? What was that last match?
It's Sectors.
How was that?
That one.
Was that the Hopper build?
That was the Hopper build, right, with the Sector swords, right? And my heart was pounding because you have to realize I already had 2 losses at that point. You need to go X and 2. Right,
yeah,
in order to top, right, and even then you're not guaranteed, right. But the people I lost against, they were on the higher table, so I was like, all right, I was by round 8. I noticed I was at table 18, right? And I was like,
And you need to be by table what?
20 and above, you were guaranteed. I was told if you won, right? So I was excited. My heart's pounding. I'm like, oh man. And I see Insectors. I'm like, shit. I'm sorry. I apologize YouTube for the language. There's some little kids listening to this. But I was like, oh man. I'm freaking out. I'm like, this is one of my worst matchups, right? Even with the triple, because people know how to play around it. This guy got this far into a tournament. I'm sure he knows how to play around Shadow Imprisonings. So, he got game 1. I got game 2. And then game 3. This one was the most exciting. No, I'm sorry. Well, let me go back to game 1. What? Green light. Okay. Game 1, I went all out for game because, he was just top decking, right? And I was raping him. And I brought out a BLS, right? And then I brought out an Acid Golem, right? And I ran over his Hopper. I think it was this Hopper. Some weak little guy. How strong is Hopper anyway?
17.
No, it was somebody weaker.
1,000?
It was Dragonfly. I think it was Dragonfly. So I run over him with BLS, attacked. I was like, the only thing that could possibly save you is Gores, right? And I was highly doubting because it was early he had a lot of deck left. I was like, the chances of him drawing Gores are pretty slim, I was like, this is a good opportunity. I have to get that first turn win. It'll give me that ease. I want this invitation, right? So I attacked BLS 3000 directly, and there was no reaction. I was like, oh, yes. And he's like, just kidding. Gores, and I'm all like, no. I was heartbroken. So, and then he still had a monster remaining on the field because, my Acid Golem could only get rid of the Gores. He was left with the token. He top decked into an Insector, did the loop, and I was left with open fielded in.
Yeah,
it was game at that point.
Yeah.
Game 3 though, I came back. So we're 1-1, and I'm down to 3,000 life points, 300 life points. Right, I'm telling you, we're neck and neck.
What was he at?
He was at 3,000.
And you were at 300?
I was at 300. Right?
Wow.
Yeah, big difference. I paid a lot of life points, but I had the field control. So, whatchamacallit, I swarm the whole field. I empty out his hand, right? I run over his monsters. He has like 1,500 left, and he does his Insector loop, and all I have left is 1 Zenmaines, right? And I just top deck grab it, and it was game. But it was I panicked. I really panicked because he had 2 set cards in his back row, right?
Mm-hmm.
This was before I spammed the field with 5 monsters and destroyed everything. Yeah, I mean, wait, how did this play work out? I don't remember how. Oh, I do remember how it worked out. I apologize. I had this mixed up. All right, I had 1 Zenmaines on the field, right? And he had 2 set cards, right? We were neck and neck. We're top decking 300 to 3,000, and I drew a card and I only had 1 out, right? And I was like, this is the last round. I have 300 life points. All he needs to do is do a simple 300 difference in attack. No, I need to go all out. If he can stop it with his 2 set cards, that's it. Simple as that. I was all or nothing for me. So I went through with it, swarmed the field 5 cards. His 2 face downs were bluffs.
They were bluffs,
and I was scared. My heart just stopped every time. I was like, response, because had he stopped any of it, even if it was just like a simple bottomless. I don't know. Just any one stop of that combo, I would have lost, period. But they were both bluffs, and I was like, it worked out perfectly. Yeah, so, anyway, yeah, if you're pinned in a corner and it's like, come on, just...
Don't scoop. Keep playing to the end.
Keep playing.
That's what I did. That's what I did.
Keep playing to the end. But... I got an invitation to regionals. I got bragging rights.
You got 25th?
Oh, I got to meet a lot of awesome YouTubers too, man. They should be doing some shoutouts for me, but I will give shoutouts to them even if they don't give shoutouts to me because I'm a huge fan of you guys. And it was cool, man. I did awesome trades with everybody.
You ranked 25th, right?
I ranked 25th out of... I don't know if we mentioned that, but I ranked 25th. And, it's just... That's all I wanted. I just wanted the top 36 get my invite. I was golden.
Top 32.
32.
But yeah, my boob did it. I'm so happy. Congratulations, babe.
Thank you, baby. Thank you, YouTube, for the support. Because, you guys are always giving me new innovative ideas. And, yeah, man. I love you guys.
We love you.
We love you.
Bye, guys. I'm going to go to sleep. We're home. We just got home, so.
Wait, how does this? Cheese?